pupils, this is an English language lesson for Form 5. So we are using the textbook download and the theme is Health and Environment. Today we are going to learn Unit 3 and then the topic is the world of sport. First, let's look at the learning standards. So we have two main skills and also complementary skills. So for the main skills, we have listening 1.1.3, recognize independently attitudes or opinions in extended text on a wide range of familiar topics and some unfamiliar topics. Then we are speaking 2.1.1, explain information on familiar topics from diagrams, charts, tables, graphs, or other visuals. And then we have writing 4.1.3, explain the main points for and against an idea or argument. And writing 4.2.3, produce a plan or draft and modify this appropriately independently. Now for complementary skills, we have speaking 2.4.1, explain the main points of an idea or argument. Reading 3.1.5, recognize independently the attitude or opinions of the writer in extended text on a wide range of familiar topics and unfamiliar topics. And we have writing 4.2.2, spell written work on a range of text types with reasonable accuracy. Dear pupils, let's start with the introduction activities. So please look at this picture. Do you know this person? So definitely many people know him, right? So he is our badminton athlete. So his name is Lee Chong Wei. Dear pupils, for the first activity on Datuk Lee Chong Wei, you are going to listen to this article about him and find the missing words. So let's look at the answers. Datuk Lee Chong Wei, DB, PGN, AMN, DCM, SM, DSPN, born 21st October 1982, is a former Malaysian badminton player. As a singles player, Lee was, answer is, ranked first worldwide for 349 weeks, including a 199-week streak from 21st August 2008 to 14 June 2012. He is the fourth Malaysian player after Rashid Siddiq, Roslin Hashim, and Wong Chung Han to achieve such a ranking, since official rankings were first kept in 1980s, and is the only Malaysian shuttler who has held the number 1 ranking for more than a year. The next paragraph, Lee is a triple silver medalist at the Olympic Games and the 6th Malaysian to win an Olympic medal. He won his first silver medal in 2008, also the first time a Malaysian had reached the finals in the men's singles event. This achievement earned him the title Datuk and led to then Malaysian Prime Minister Najib Razak describing him as a national hero. He repeated the achievement twice more in 2012 and 2016, thus making him the most successful Malaysian Olympian in history. On 13 August 2019, Lee announced his retirement after struggling to return to full fitness following a nose cancer diagnosis. He was appointed as Malaysia's chef de mission for the 2020 Summer Olympics. Now you are going to listen to dear pupils. Now let's start our first activity, which is listening. So you're going to listen to this newspaper report about Datuk Lee Chong Wei.
Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia's badminton legend, Lee Chong Wei donated Rm2 million to the Malaysian Badminton Association, BAM, and the National Sports Council, NSC, through the Lee Chong Wei Foundation on Saturday. Among the donations, Rm 1.4 million was given to BAM for the development of the sport of badminton, while NSC received Rm 600,000 from Lee, who announced his retirement from the sport on June 13, 2019.4. Lee told Malaysian media at the National Sporting Month celebration in Bukit Jalil on Saturday that he would like to do whatever he could to help Malaysian athletes to compete at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. Playing at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics was my dream. Unfortunately, I had to retire due to health reasons. I hope this funding could be used for athletes to qualify for the Olympics, said Lee. Later Saturday, Lee posted statement below on his Facebook in regards to the donation. * Working hard is very important. More importantly, the support system. A talent, an athlete without support goes to waste. In Malaysia we were lucky to have those Majlis Sukan Sekolah Daerah events up to Majlis Sukan Sekolah Malaysia tournaments. Then we have the Kemtuna Cemerlangs, also the BAM-sponsored state tournaments. Only through these events, gems are polished and winners are born. Badminton was my whole life, and it will continue to be. Lee Chong Wei Foundation decided to contribute 1.4 million ringgit to BAM and 600k ringgit to MSN. Hopefully with this little contribution, another batch of winners will be found. We had our fingertips on the Olympic gold. I believe, it will be ours very very soon. My dreams are in your hands. So far, there were total of 8 Malaysian athletes who have officially qualified for the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, including Pandai Lila Renang Leong Mun Yi, Nur Dabaita Sabri and Wendy Ng Yan Yi, diving, Carol Nizam Maud Effendi and Nurshazrin Maud Latif, sailing, Carol Anur Mohammed, archery, and Farah An Abdul Hadi, gymnastics.
You can listen again to the article and match the words with suitable meanings. So you have words legend, development, retirement, talent, gems, polish, and qualified. So you have the meanings. The period in someone's life after they have stopped working because of having reached a particular age. Meanings, someone or something that is very good, pleasing, or useful. And the third one, the process in which someone or something grows or changes and becomes more advanced. Next one, someone very famous and admired, usually because of the ability in a particular area. The next one, a natural ability to be good at something, especially without being taught. Next, having the standard or skill, knowledge, or ability that is necessary for doing or being something. And then the last one, improve techniques or skills at doing something. So you have to match the correct words with the correct meanings. So let's look at the answers. Legend. Legend is someone very famous and admired, usually because of the ability in a particular area. Development, the process in which someone or something grows or changes and becomes more advanced. Retirement, the period in someone's life after they have stopped working because of having reached a particular age. Talent, a natural ability to be good at something, especially without being taught. Yeah, gems, someone or something that is very good, pleasing, or useful. Then you have polish. Polish is improve techniques or skills at doing something. Qualified, having the standard of skills, knowledge, or ability that is necessary for doing or being something. The next activity for listening is to listen to the article again and answer these questions. So you have 6 questions here. The first one, why did Lee Chong Wei donate to BAM? How could his funding help the athletes? Number 3, what are 2 important things in sport according to Lee Chong Wei? Next, where are new talents discovered? 5, what does my dream are in your hands mean? Number 6, who have qualified for the 2020 Tokyo Olympics? Name 2 athletes. So let's look at the answers here. So why did Datuk Lee Chong Wei donate to BAM? The answer is for the development in the sport of badminton. Number 2, how could his funding help the athletes? help them qualify and compete at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. Number 3. What are two important things in sport according to Lee Chong Wei? Answer: hard work or working hard and support system. Number 4. Where are new talents discovered? So you can answer either Madis Sukan Sekolah Daerah events, Madis Sukan Sekolah Malaysia tournaments, or Camp Tunas Cemerlang, or you can also answer BAM sponsored state tournaments. Okay, number 5. What does my dreams are in your hand mean? It means Lee's dream to win the Olympic gold medal will be for the new talents in badminton to achieve. Okay, number 6. Who have qualified for the 2020 Tokyo Olympics? So you need to name 2 athletes. So these are the athletes: Pandalera Renong, Leong Mun Yi, No Dabita Sabri, Wendy Ng Yan Yi, Khairul Anwar Muhammad, or Farah and Abdul Hamid. Now we are doing the third part, which is vocabulary. So the first one is word formation. Add the suffixes tion, ment, ance, or ship to the verbs below to form nouns and then use them to complete the sentences. So let's look at the first one, pay. So answer is payment. Promote is promotion. Contribute, contribution. Sponsor, sponsorship. Estimate, estimation. Appreciate, appreciation. Appear, appearance. Indicate, indication. So you need to use all these words to complete the sentences. So let's look at number 9. We are raising money to build a new fitness center and your generous will be a great help. So the answer will be contribution. If Grant joins the gym, he'll have to make of £50 every month. So the answer will be payment. Number 11. Pains in your feet and legs could be a or an that you are wearing the right shoes when you train. So answer will be indication. Number 12. This government department was started to deal with the of health and fitness in teens. Answer will be promotion. Number 13. Ian is a golfer. He's looking from a sportswear company to help him with his expenses. So for sponsorship. 14. Did you know that Tiger Woods earn huge amounts of money for every he makes? Answer will be appearance. 15. Thanks, Mr. Jones. We got you this gift to show for everything you have done. So answer will be appreciation. 16. Who's going to win the big match on Sunday? So in your estimation. Now we are doing collocations and expressions. So which words do these adjectives collate with? Complete the table. So you have big, devoted, extreme, individual, indoor, outdoor, keen, key, loyal, professional, promising, team, or top. So for sports, answers are extreme, individual, indoor or outdoor sports, or team. So again, you can have extreme sports, individual sports, indoor sports or outdoor sports, and also team sports. For player, you have key player, professional player, promising player, or top player. And the last one for fan, the answer can be big fan, devoted fan, keen fan, or loyal friend. Now for exercise 3, you need to complete these sentences with some of the collocations that you did in exercise 2. Sometimes more than one answer is possible. So just now we have extreme sports, individual sports, indoor or outdoor sports. Then we have team sports. You have also key player, professional player, promising player, or top player. Then you have big fan, devoted fan, keen fan, or loyal fan. So number 1, he's not very good at cooperating with others. So he prefers light darts. So answer is individual spotlight darts. Okay, number 2. Joe's only been with us for 2 months, but he'll be a great athlete one day. So answer will be promising player. At the moment, Julie plays golf for fun, but she hopes to become a or an in a few years. Answer will be professional player. Number 4, Peter is or end of wrestling. He never misses a match. So answer will be a big fan, a devoted fan, a keen fan, or a loyal fan. Okay, number 5, like football, cricket, and basketball are great for teens. They teach them how to work together and get along with the other players. So answer, team sports. Now for the next exercise, it is on phrasal verbs. So circle the correct words to complete the sentences. Number 1, can you believe that the sponsorship fees he gets every year come down to or come to more than €1,000,000? So the answer is come to. Number 2, after the match, the players took off or took to their football kit, showered and changed into their tracksuits. So answer will be took off. Number 3, a good coach always stands for or stands up for his players, no matter what happens on the pitch. So answer will be stand up for. Number 4, Manchester United wants you to join the team. You can't pass out or pass up a chance like that. Answer will be pass up. Number 5, the boxer was seriously hurt and sadly, doctors think he might not pull off or pull through. Answer will be pull through. Number 5, now match the phrasal verbs you didn't use in for with the meanings below and then write a sentence using each in your notebook. So the phrasal verbs that you didn't use in for, they are come down to, took to, stands for, pass out, and also pull off. So you have to write a sentence using each one in your notebook. So take 2 will be start liking something. Number 2, faint is pass out. Stand for is represent. Manage to do something difficult is pull off. And be the most important part of the solution or problem. So answer will be come down with. Pupils, now moving on, we are doing the grammar section. So grammar, we are doing past simple, present perfect, simple. So now you have to read about past simple versus present perfect simple. So in general, we use the past simple to talk about a completed action that happened at a specific time in the past. We use the present perfect simple to talk about something that happened at an unspecified time in the past or that happened in the past but that is still relevant to the present. Example number 1, I went to Spain to see Barcelona play in 2011. So the specific time is in the past. I've been to Spain to see Barcelona play. So it is an unspecified time in the past. The important point to remember is that the present perfect simple always has a connection with now, whereas the past simple only tells us about the past. We also use the present perfect simple to give new information, but when we continue talking about it, we usually use the past simple. So A, I've seen Barcelona play. B, when did you see them? So A, I saw them in 2011. Now, complete the sentences with the past simple or the present simple perfect simple. So let's look at the first one. We use the past simple with time expression such as ago, in 1990, and the other day. So for the past simple, we use this expression. Then for the present perfect simple, we use time expressions such as just, already, recently, or so far. So now you have to read 3.4 of the grammar reference before you do the task. So let's look at 3.4, past simple versus present perfect simple. So again, in general, we use the past simple to talk about a completed action that happened at a specific time in the past. We use the present perfect simple to talk about something that happened at an unspecified time in the past and that is still relevant to the present. These are the sentences. Jason joined the ice hockey team last season. So the specific time is in the past because it is last season. Another sentence, Jason has joined the ice hockey team. So the time is unspecified, but it is in the past. The important point to remember is that the present perfect simple always has a connection with noun, whereas the past simple only tells us about the past. We also use the present perfect simple to give new information, but when we continue talking about it, we usually use the past simple. Jason has joined the ice hockey team. When did he join? So answer, he joined last week. Now circle the correct answers. So you have number 1, I just put on, or I have just put on my football kit. So answer will be I have just put on my football kit. Number 2, Maria has already scored, or Maria already scored 5 points. So answer will be Maria has already scored 5 points. Number 3, did they spend or have they spent their holiday hiking in Greece last summer? So answer will be did they spend. Number 4, Theo has taken or took tennis lessons in 2005. So answer will be took. Number 5, my friends has been or was at a rugby match 2 days ago. So for 2 days ago, it must be my friend was. So number 6, I didn't watch or I haven't watched an ice hockey game so far. So answer will be I haven't watched. Number 7, last week, Helen and Iris went or have gone to a new sports arena. So answer will be went. Number 8, he can't play squash because he still didn't buy or hasn't bought a racket. So answer will be hasn't bought. Okay, number 9, did you ever see or have you ever seen a rugby game? Answer will be have you ever seen a rugby game? Number 10, we waited at the golf course for 2 hours. Where were you? So answer will be waited. Now for exercise 4, complete the dialogues. Use the past simple or the present perfect simple. Last night, I went to a boxing match. Oh, I have already been to 2 boxing matches. Number 2, do you know that Joe has worked at the sport arena for 15 years? Really? I thought he started working there 5 years ago. Number 3, have you ever met a famous athlete? Well, I have seen Laila Ali box. Wow, I watched her father Muhammad Ali fight once. Sadly, he doesn't box anymore. Number 4, Tony has broken his leg. Really? How did it happen? He fell while he was skiing. Number 5, yesterday I left the flat and rode my bike to the gym. Then I realized that I did not have my trainers with me. B, oh no, that has happened to me before. What did you do? I called Mom to bring them to me. Number 6, how long ago did you begin coaching baseball? 10 years ago. I have recently taken a team to the national finals and we won. Moving on, let's do our speaking activities. So first of all, you have to ask and answer questions with a partner. So these are the questions. Would you like to take part in an extreme race like a Spartan race? Do you prefer team sports or individual sports? And give your reasons why. Are you a fan of a particular team or athlete? So why do you support them? So you can do this discussion with a partner in the class. For exercise 2, when you are asked to talk about two photos, you need to compare them. Say what is similar or different about them, as well as describe what you can see in each photo. Look at the phrases below and say whether you could use them to compare two photos or describe one photo at a time. Let's look at the download. When you talk about two photos, it's a good idea to look at both pictures together first and say what the common theme between them is. Then, focus on each photo individually, say what it shows and how it differs from the other photo. Finally, remember to answer the question about the photo. So both photos show. Number 2, the common theme of these photos is. Number 3, in the first photo I can see, whereas in the second. Number 4, these photos are both of. Number 5, there is in this photo. Number 6, I think this picture is of. Number 7, the photos are similar or different because. Number 8, on the other hand, photo B shows. So number 1, both photos will be to compare. The common theme of these photos is. That is also to compare. Number 3, in the first photo I can see, whereas in the second, also to compare. These photos are both, so this is to compare. There is in this photo, answer will be to describe. I think this photo is of, so this is also to describe. The photos are similar or different because this is to compare. On the other hand, photo B shows, so this is both to compare and also to describe. Now for speaking. So for speaking activities, the first one is you have to work in pairs to answer the questions about the photographs. One of you will be student A and the other will be student B. So use the words and phrases in the language bank to help you. So let's look at A and B. Student A. Compare the two photographs. What are the advantages of each sport? And student B, do you prefer indoor or outdoor sports? For C and D, student B, compare the two photographs. Why do you think each sport is popular? And for student B, do you think it's more important to win or to have fun when you do sport? Let's look at the first pictures. The first two are A and B. So student A has to compare the two photographs. What are the advantages of each sport? As student B, you have to answer, do you prefer indoor or outdoor sports? So these are some examples of how you can start your speaking lesson. For example, student A can say in both photos, I can see advantages. Photo A, which is jogging, has some advantages like, while photo B is playing badminton, there are some advantages such as, and then student B can answer, I prefer indoor sports like playing badminton because. Then you can give your reason. Now for photos C and D. So student B has to compare the two photographs. Why do you think each sport is popular? And then for student B, you have to answer, do you think it's more important to win or to have fun when you do sports? So let's look at B. B can say the photos are different because photo A is parkour, a popular sport or a sport popular with teenagers. Okay, they love this sport because. Meanwhile, photo B is golfing, a sport popular amongst the. This is because. And for student A, you can answer, I think it is more important to, and then give your reason because. Let's look at the fourth activity. Work in pairs to discuss these questions. Number 1, which sports do you think should be taught in schools? Number 2, are some sports more suitable for boys than girls and vice versa? Number 3, is participating in sport the best way to stay healthy? What other ways can we look after our health? Number 4, do you think most young people take enough exercise? So let's look at the language bank. Comparing photos. The similarities or the differences between the photos are, we can use this phrase, or you can say both photos show. Third one, the common theme of the photo is. The next one is the photo have in common. The next one, the photos are similar or the photo are different because. And the last one, in both photos I can see. The last activity is writing. So for writing, you're going to write an essay. Thinking before you write. An essay task will sometimes give you a question asking for your opinion and 2 ideas to help you write about it. Before you start writing, you must decide the following: what your opinion is on the topic, how you will use the 2 given ideas to support your opinion, and what the 3rd idea will be. If you find this difficult, imagine chatting to a friend about the topic and the given ideas. What might you say? Write quick notes and then choose the best ideas to write in your essay. So let's read this writing task and the 2 conversations that discuss Note 1 and Note 2 from the task. Which conversation do you agree with? You have had a class discussion on sport and money. Your teacher has now asked you to write an essay for homework. Write your essay using all the notes and giving reasons for your point of view. So you have to write in about 140 to 190 words. So many footballers get paid a lot of money. Do they deserve it or not? So these are the notes. Write about 1. Talent and skill. 2. Training and playing. 3 will be your own idea. So let's look at the first one. This is a conversation between 2 students. So A. Top footballers. There are only a few people in the world with such talent and skill. Excellence should be rewarded. B. Yes, and it's a hard life. They get up early and train for hours, even in bad weather, as well as traveling and playing in the evenings and at weekends. Let's look at now B. A. There are plenty of talented and highly skilled people in the world, but they don't earn millions. It's not fair and it's not necessary. So B. Right. And even though footballers train and play hard during the season, they get more time off than most people do. So now read these 2 extra ideas which could be added to the conversation above and decide which conversation they support and write A or B in the boxes. Number 1, the careers are too short that they have to earn lots of money quickly. So the answer is A. It's wrong to be paid so much for playing sport when, for example, there are so many badly paid farmers who provide something much more important. So it is B. Famous players don't get such huge paychecks from their clubs. They can also earn a lot in other ways, for example, by working with sportswear manufacturers. So answer is B. They are important role models, inspiring youngsters and giving pleasure to millions of fans. So answer is A. So the next one, read this writing task and discuss in class the 2 ideas in the notes. Can you think of a 3rd idea to write about? So let's look at the task. You have had a discussion in class on sport and the media. Your teacher has now asked you to write an essay for homework. Write your essay using all the notes and giving reasons for your point of view. So write in 140 to 190 words. The media publishes many details of sports, personalities, private lives. Do readers have a right to know these things or not? So let's look at the notes. Write about, first, the right to privacy. Second, their families and friends. And number 3, your own idea. Let's look at exercise 4. Read the essay written in answer to the question in 3. and answer the questions below it. So let's look at the answer. The media is often full of stories about footballers and other sports stars. Readers are told how much money they earn and even details of their love lives. I think this is wrong. Sports celebrities should be allowed to keep their personal lives private. In the first place, sport personalities have as much right to privacy as anyone else. If journalists followed ordinary people around, taking photographs of them and reporting embarrassing facts about their everyday lives, they would be stopped. Moreover, it is not fair that sports stars, families, and friends should have to put up with so much attention. It can damage friendships and destroy relationships. However, I also believe that sports celebrities have a responsibility to set a good example to their young fans. If they take drugs or break the law, for instance, then readers should be told. All in all, sports stars have enough pressure on them when they are playing and competing in public. They shouldn't have to put up with it in their private lives as well. So let's look at the first question. Does the writer clearly state his or her opinion in the first paragraph? Answer is yes. In which paragraphs are the two ideas from the notes in the writing task discussed? Answer will be paragraph 2 and paragraph 3. So question 3, does the writer's third idea support or contrast with the main opinion expressed? So answer will be contrast with. Now for exercise 5. When you have an opinion about a subject, there may sometimes be a special point you want to include that contrasts with your main viewpoint, as in the model essay. You can use your idea either in support of your main opinion or in contrast to it. Read the following opinions and add a contrasting idea. Let's look at the first. I think Olympic Games are a good idea. They encourage sportsmen and women to work towards achieving their very best and also help countries to come together in a peaceful way. However, it could be very expensive for the country organizing the games. Okay, number 2, I think doing a lot of sport is a waste of time. You don't have enough energy or time to spend on other important things, and you lose touch with your friends. However, it is very good for people's health. Now for the last task. This is for exercise 6. Read this writing task and use the plan and the language bank to help you write your essay. When you have finished your essay, check your word carefully. Okay, you have been talking in class about training facilities for sport in your country. Now, your English teacher has asked you to write an essay for homework. Write your essay using all the notes and giving reasons for your point of view. So you have to write in 140 to 190 words. Some countries spend a lot of money on providing world-class sports facilities for training talented youngsters. Is this a good way or a bad way to spend government money? So the notes write about health and lifestyle, international competition, and the last one is your own idea. Okay, let's look at the plan. Paragraph 1, introduce the topic and your opinion. Paragraph 2, use note 1 to support your opinion. Paragraph 3, use note 2 to support your opinion. Paragraph 4, use your own idea in support or in contrast. And then paragraph 5, restate your opinion using different words and add a comment. Okay, let's look at the download. Before you start writing, take enough time to think about your opinion and how you will support it using the given ideas. Make notes about your own idea and plan how you will use it in support or in contrast to your main opinion. When you start writing, make sure you express your ideas in informal language. Let's look at the language bank. So you have phrases or words like introducing supporting ideas. So you can use firstly, secondly, finally, in the first place, moreover, furthermore, in addition. Then to introduce a contrasting idea, however, on the other hand. And for conclusion, you can use all in all to sum up, on the whole, or in conclusion. So let's look at the question. Some countries spend a lot of money on providing world-class sports facilities for training talented youngsters. Is this a good way or a bad way to spend government money? Notes write about health and lifestyle, international competition, and the last one is your own idea. So let's look at the plan. Paragraph 1, you have to introduce the topic and your opinion. Paragraph 2, use note 1, which is health and lifestyle, to support your opinion. And then paragraph 3 will be use note 2, which is international competition, to support your opinion. Paragraph 4, use your own idea in support or in contrast. And paragraph 5, restate your opinion using different words and add a comment. So remember, the first one about health and lifestyle, you can say that only benefits the talented youngsters, while the other youngsters or teenagers are deprived of good facilities. And then for international competition, you can say that they make the country proud when they win medals in international competition. And for your own idea, you can say this type of competition, they unite people in the country. Okay, and then you will forget your worries or conflicts. So let's look at the format. You can even write a title, okay, for your essay. So for example, the title, some countries spend a lot of money on providing world-class sport facilities for training talented youngsters. Is this a good way or a bad way to spend government money? So you can copy the question. Let's look at paragraph 1. You're supposed to write the introduction. So you have to introduce the topic and also your opinion. There are a few examples here. The first one, heavy investment in sport facilities aimed at talented young athletes is common in countries that want to compete in international events. This is a positive development for national pride, but negative on the whole as it takes funding away from the average citizen. The second introduction, you can write, there are two schools of thoughts whose views vary from one another. One of the schools is of the view that the available monetary resources must be diverted towards enhancing the skills of a few of the top young athletes which the country adorn. The view of the other school, however, is skewed on the other side, which believe that financial resources at the disposal of a country must be directed towards making available better facilities to the general public at large. According to the other school, the impetus must be towards extending benefits to a large base of the population rather than restricting the flow of benefit to a privileged class. Dear pupils, here is another example for the introduction. The first opinion of the debate is to spending money on providing facilities for the commoners by the government, while the second one argues that the investment should be for the top young athletes only. This is a well-debated topic and deserves some attention. In my opinion, both of the schools are correct in some senses, and they have reasons to believe so. Now for paragraph 2, we are going to use note 1, which is health and lifestyle, to support your opinion. So let's look at the example. In my opinion, these sports facilities benefit a select few over the majority. Funding for such facilities is a limited part of a federal budget, which must cover essential areas like health, education, and the others. Any money diverted towards preparing world-class athletes for international competition is to some extent a waste, as it cuts into the budget for facilities for average people. For example, many inner city youth in poorer neighborhoods lack access to parks and such facilities, and this has been identified as one of the factors that allows for poverty to be inherited over generations. Direct the funding away from these expensive gyms for young athletes, or also you can use other words like facilities, and it could be possible to build many facilities that serve a much wider and underserved segment of the population, especially youngsters, in order for them to improve both in health and also lifestyle. Here there are two more examples for paragraph 2. Remember, it is on health and lifestyle. Firstly, it should be considered that the number of ordinary people is considerably higher than the top young athletes. So, they are in need of some sports facilities where they could have the chance of physical activities. In fact, all are aware of the importance of physical activities and how they benefit our health. The government in the country should be more focused on improving the public health than winning some trophies. The last example, on one hand, I agree that spending money in improving sports facilities for ordinary people brings many benefits. Firstly, people have many opportunities to do more exercises. For example, governments should build more football and basketball fields for citizens. Another advantage for people is that doing sports makes them more healthy and can help them to avoid bad diseases such as obesity, high blood pressure, and heart attack. For paragraph 3, you have to write international competition. So use note 2 to support your opinion. Let's look at the examples here. On the contrary, top young athletes are assets for a nation. Their failure in any competition is the disgrace for the entire state. Unless they are trained in a perfect manner, they would be unable to participate in major competitions and bring the desired fame for the country. So a proper training is a must for them. It would be really a humiliation when media will cover stories over the failures in international sporting events, and if that happens, for lack of government appreciation. And the next example, on the other hand, I believe the governments invest money in training talented young athletes. If these young athletes can win in an international competition, it can make their country become well known all over the world and give their country a sense of pride. For example, Malaysia competed at the 2018 Summer Youth Olympics in Buenos Aires, Argentina from 6 October to 18 October 2018. Malaysia won its first gold medal at an Olympic event, having previously won silver and bronze medals. Lee Chong Wei became the first athlete to win a Youth Olympic Games gold medal for Malaysia, the second Malaysian to emerge victorious at the Youth Olympics since shuttler Chen Junwei, who won mixed doubles gold. Dear pupils, now for paragraph 3. Remember, you have to write about international competition. And then use note 2 to support your opinion. Let's look at the two examples here. There are people with opinions that the sport facilities are able to generate young athletes who could compete at international level and bag medals for the country. The best examples of this relate to international competitions like the Summer and Winter Olympics. China and the United States have famously invested millions in building sport facilities for prospective Olympians, and the results in terms of medals justify the expenditure. Here is another example. Though the importance of exploiting the talent of young athletes who are few in numbers cannot be ignored, as they do bring the charm, glory, laurel, and fame to the parent country by winning sports competition, albeit at the cost of public at large. Now let's look at paragraph 4. For paragraph 4, you have to use your own idea in support or in contrast. So let's look at the examples. Proponents of this practice could argue that it brings the nation together. The wider implications for national unity come from an entire country watching the telecast and rooting together. Divisive domestic disputes are temporarily forgotten, as everyone focuses on the progress of their country. Much of this could be impossible without specialized sports facilities for the best competitors. Let's look at another example. Another good point is that these young athletes can be good role models for young people. Athletes comprise most of the role model community in today's day in age, based on their popularity in our culture. For instance, there are many famous footballers who are young people's idols like Ronaldo and Ronaldinho. Ronaldo is one of the most giving athletes in the world, building schools on the Gaza Strip, rebuilding after earthquakes, donating entire wings to hospitals, and paying for patients to test experimental drugs for cancer. In fact, Ronaldo was asked by a family to donate a jersey and shoes so that they could auction it to pay for the child's surgery. Ronaldo did send the jersey and shoes and also a check to pay for the entire operation. The guy even refuses to get tattoos because he wants to donate blood without fear of cross-contamination. Now for paragraph 5. This is where you restate your opinion using different words and add comments. So this is your conclusion. There are two examples here. Therefore, considering both the arguments, I think the government should make a balance between the two. Usually, physical activities make people fit and help to be an effective workforce. So if the mass people turn physically inactive, an economic disaster is a must. Further, if the top athletes are ignored, it will be a disgrace for the nation. Hence, I believe the government should pay attention in both the case equally. So the next one, another example, you can say to conclude. I believe that government should invest money in both general population and top young athletes because they can in turn bring back many benefits for people and country. Dear pupils, here are two more examples for the conclusion. So you can say in conclusion, despite the less tangible benefits to national cohesiveness, this is a negative as it favors a talented minority. More resources should be allocated towards facilities for those in greater need. Another example, thus, it can be candidly and with evidence concluded that the government must divert their economic resources towards providing general facilities which are mandatory to the population, which has a large base rather than investing money on a few top athletes. It, however, does not diminish the value of sports because sports is one of the activities which provide health to anyone who pursues it. And of course, health for everyone is dearer than the final opals, more precious than the emeralds. Dear pupils, that's the end of the lesson. And then remember to subscribe to my channel. It is called Educator Omni Tube. So see you in another lesson for English language. Bye bye.